was a sunny day anyway. So why should we complain? It was a sunny day anyway. So why should we complain?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Thunder and Lightning Podcast, episode this week. My name is Thunder.
And I'm Lightning.
Let's briefly talk about SpiderMan and
Okay.
how much fun that game is,
It is a fun game.
especially when you get to play it.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't know.
Right. No, that's what I mean. I think I briefly talked about this in Simpsons, but it obviously a video game like that is more cohesive of a experience if you play side missions and stuff.
Yeah.
But like they had to think that there would be some person that would like be really engrossed in the story and want to know what happens enough
Right.
to just skip the side missions and do them later.
Right.
So
I was partway that person. I did some of them, but like I finished the story and I still have a decent amount of side missions to do.
yeah,
So I can definitely relate to that, but
yeah.
I think it's fun. I think it's a fun series we're doing.
Oh yeah, no, I think it. Yeah, it's. I know that we started with Devil May Cry, but I consider Spider-Man our first
Yeah.
series because it was the one that had all the editing. It was and the first week is just really good. All the weeks are really good, but the first Spider-Man week was the one where I really felt like we got our groove,
Yeah.
the current groove we are currently in. And then in Earthbound we finally got a fourth character. So
Yes.
I tried to level up. So I looked up a good way to level up. I guess there's this worm that's in the desert, and if you can find the worm, you don't even have to fight it. And it gives you like a lot of experience points. But I never found it.
Okay.
I read a couple different ways that you could find it, and I just never found it. So I did a little leveling up, not as much as I wanted to.
Okay.
I guess the next desert we're gonna go to has an even easier to find worm, and it's easier to cure sunstroke in that desert. So
Cool.
I leveled up a bit, but not that much. Pooh is really weird. I'm learning from leveling up. There's only certain health items that he likes, and if it's something he doesn't like, it just won't heal him.
Oh, interesting.
Also, something that happened that I totally didn't notice when we went to the caveman, and he had the cup of life noodles that revive you, and I was like, oh man, they weren't cup of life noodles, they were just cup of noodles, and they just heal 40 HP. So it's not actually what I thought it was.
That stinks.
Yeah.
That stinks that they'd have that option.
Yeah, because I turned on the game to level up, and I was like, what is the difference? And I was like, oh, there's a fucking huge difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that.
We got to see the Sexy Six.
We did, yeah. They're here. They're finally here. How was your week?
It's pretty good. Painted some Dungeons and Dragons figures.
Yeah. You painted a big one.
I did
Came out
paint a
really
big
good.
one. I could send you some pictures we can show people.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Been working on writing my story. I don't think I've talked about that on here yet.
No.
And then until I write a little bit more, I'm gonna keep it a little to myself.
Okay.
It's just what I spent most of my week doing.
Cool.
But yeah. I'm playing Legend of Zelda.
Yes,
Or is that
the
not this
original one.
section?
Whatever. You can do
Okay.
both.
Yeah, I'm playing the original one for the GameCube, even though that's not what it came out on, Anthony.
Yeah, it came out on. Was that my cue to tell you what it came out on?
No, it came out on the NES. I know.
Okay.
No.
I thought that was you covertly trying to tell me that you
No, that's
didn't
just
remember what it came out
That's
on.
me being tired and
Yeah.
not finishing my complete thoughts. But no, I've been playing that. What else have I been playing? I've been playing that.
Okay. You want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, Dungeon 5's too hard. But to be fair, I didn't know that there was defense 1-ups. Like, I didn't know I could level up my defense.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm going to try that before I call it quits.
Yeah.
Like, it was honestly, if there wasn't an alternative to what I'm doing right now, I think I would have stopped playing. It's just so hard.
No, yeah, it's a pretty hard game. That's one of those things where like you were like, I need to use a guide, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
like at no point was I like, man, try it without a guide. It's an old NES game, and it's almost like they wanted you to use a guide.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's just everything in that game is so like random. Like obviously it's not. Obviously if you know where everything is, you know where it is, and like it has this place and everything's always going to be where it always is, but like it just seems so like, let me try this way. Oh, I went too far in that direction. Let me try this way. Oh, this one's too hard. Must not be the way to go. Oh, it was the way to go? Then why is it so hard?
Right. I mean, I think I have access to just about everywhere on the map at this point. But, oh, he forgot to shut off the air condition. There it goes. Oh, it gurgles. It's so weird that it gurgles.
Yeah. Does it seem louder this year? I turned it on last night in the middle of the night, and I was like, that seems really loud. But maybe it was just because everything else was silent.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really remember what it sounded like last year. I don't know. Beyond that, we tried to go bowling last night,
Oh, my God, yeah.
and it was the only night of the week that they have a league night.
Dude, we tried to go bowling. I forgot socks, so I was going to buy some because they had some there. I'm glad I didn't, because we ate first, which we never do. There's a restaurant in the bowling
that's
alley.
so weird we decided to do that first.
And then we were like, we're going to go bowling now, and the waitress was like, no, you're not. All the lanes are full. There's a league. And we were like, oh, there's 2 leagues.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, okay. So then we tried to go to a local comic book store, and it was closed for some reason. I could have sworn they were open later.
That
but
was weird.
we checked their hours, and it was like, we close at 7 p.m. And we were like, okay. So then we went to
The local video
game shop.
We're not using names because
Right,
they're
yeah.
mom and pop shops.
And we found a game that we had been privy to for about a half hour.
Yeah, that was too funny. It's probably going to make it on this channel.
Maybe, yeah. I haven't tried it myself yet, but yeah. It seems pretty short. And then we went to, what would you call it, a board game D&D shop.
Yeah.
And it was Dungeons and Dragons night, and Chris kind of jokingly thought that like because it's Dungeons and Dragons night, all the Dungeons and Dragons paintable figures they sell are going to be sold out, and then they just weren't. Then they were just like
More than we've ever seen
They
before.
were more readily stocked.
And he
than
didn't.
they've
And then
ever-
I said to him I was like, hey, I made a joke earlier, but like you guys were more stocked than ever, and I appreciate it. And I can't really tell what his response was. He kind of mumbled.
Oh,
That was like the only thing he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh. I'm telling you, please stay in stock, and I will buy $30 worth of figures once a week.
yeah. $30 could be 5 figures or 1 figure,
Yeah.
depending. Can we talk about shitty video game store guy?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, we didn't use the name of the store, so.
No. There's this guy. I know the guy's name too, but I also won't use that. And he's like, how would you describe him generally? Like,
Cocky.
okay, that's what I was
Full
going
of
to say
himself.
too. He's very like,
Overconfident.
there you go. That's a good. Basically this place is very small, and it's one of those game shops that like it's a 1-room game shop, but it's fucking packed with games like
Yeah.
from wall to wall, up and down, all the way to the
I
ceiling.
love stores like that, too.
No, yeah, they're great, but whenever this store is empty except you, whenever the store is
Oh,
empty
yeah, it gets
except,
awkward real quick.
Whenever the store is empty except for me, someone else, and this dude sucks.
Oh, yeah.
And he like for example, he always does this thing where he's like, here's a thing I'm saying, and I'm like, oh really? And then I leave and I look it up and I'm like, well, he was wrong. And
Yeah.
then he's just always wrong, but he's so overconfident. Like for example, we found the Simpsons game for Xbox 360, and you were like, oh, I wonder if we can find this on GameCube, and I was like, I don't think it is on GameCube because 360 is a different generation. And then this guy was like, oh yeah, it's on GameCube, it came out on everything. And I looked it up, and GameCube's practically the only thing it didn't
system
come out
it didn't
on.
come out on, yeah.
It was like PS3, PS2, both Xboxes, Wii, DS,
Yeah.
no GameCube.
And just to paint a picture of what this store is like, no matter who's behind the counter, you're going to feel awkward walking in because they're in earshot of you no matter where you are in the store.
No matter where you are in that room, they can hear you.
Even if they don't want to, they can hear you.
Right. What else happened with him? I forget.
Well, I thought the place was haunted.
Oh my god, I know, yeah.
So, can I tell this one?
Yeah.
So, I noticed you didn't tell the name of the game we were privy to. Do you mind if I say it?
The one that might come on the channel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, I've been watching a series of unfortunate events, the series.
The Netflix series.
On on Netflix, the Netflix series. And we were talking about that for a little bit on the way to the store, and then you said, "I wonder if there's a video game." And you were like, "Oh, there's a video game."
It's based off the movies.
Right.
The movie.
And so this actually isn't even the story I wanted to tell. That's weird. We had 2 other stories about this guy. This isn't the one I meant to tell. I wanted to tell the one where I thought the place was haunted.
Tell them both. I don't care.
Okay, sorry. That I didn't mean to do that. So, I find the game, I show it to Anthony, and he makes a big deal. Like, we're going to purchase the game, and he makes a big deal about how it was on the discount shelf. It's buy one, get one half price.
Right.
And he wouldn't stop talking about the fact that he was like, "Oh, people would know if they read the sign," and we were like, "Haha." And while we're looking, he was like, "They used to be orange." Like, we're looking, like, not even looking at this guy. We're looking at the games.
You and I are literally in 2 different parts of the store
Yeah.
looking at games.
And he's just yelling to the room at this point. He's like, "Doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter what color they are. The small print." And I was like, "Okay, dude." Then what else did he say? Oh, he was like, "Yep, can be different consoles because that's how cool we are." And I was like, It's a discount game.
Yeah, yeah.
Which shouldn't matter. So you're telling me, why would that matter anywhere? If I went to any store and they were like, "Oh, it's buy one get one half off," but just from that console, I'd be like, but that $5 Lord of the Rings game for PlayStation 2 looks good too.
So that's the other thing we found. The Series of Unfortunate Events video game was $5. We found another game, the Lord of the Rings game, for $5.
Oh, we had 4 stories to tell.
No, yeah, this guy sucks dick.
We were only in there for like 20 minutes.
Tell me about it. So we find another game for $5. Not our goal. If it was, 10 or whatever, but we wanted it, we would have done that. We weren't trying to be cheap. We were just trying to find a game we wanted.
Yeah.
Chris really wanted this Lord of the Rings game for PS2. And that was also $5. So do the math with me, audience. 5 cut in half is $2.50.
Right.
So $2.50 plus $5 is $7.50 with some tax, probably like 8 something.
Yeah.
He, as soon as I pick up the game, he was like, "That'll be 10, whatever." And I was like, okay. And then we gave him the games, and he rang it up, and he was like, "That'll be $8.40." And I was like, "Oh, interesting." How you assumed we were getting a $10 game, and for some reason, and did the math before you did the actual math.
I'm glad he didn't ring it up, because then he's just wasting our time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like before we got over there.
Yeah. I guess he's not that stupid.
Or not that confident. My favorite story of the day is Anthony holds out a game, and it's a Fight Club game.
For the original Xbox.
Yeah, and he knows I like Fight Club, so he showed me. I think you said, I wonder if it's a beat 'em up or something. No, there was something.
No, you weren't sure what it was, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a fighting game."
Right. And from behind me, I hear the Fight Club one, and I was like, Jesus. I thought it was the guy, so I turned around to look at him. He was looking at his computer. Clearly, hasn't turned around to look at us all day.
Right.
And I for a quick second, I was like, I think this place is haunted. I was like, somebody clearly.
Yeah.
And it was him. You said it was him, right?
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah, it had to be.
He just
had to be a part of the conversation we're having on the other end of the store, but without turning his head, without acknowledging us.
He also just force of habit, they're talking about the Fight Club game that I know about because I
know
everything about this store.
He was clearly staring at us then, though, because I noticed neither one of us had said the game's name.
Right. Yeah.
Don't stare at me with my back turned. That freaked me out. That's why for a quick second I turned around. He was staring at his computer opposite of where we were.
Who said, rightfully so, you were like, who the fuck said that?
Yeah. I was like, no, what I said was I looked at you and I said, You heard that, right?
Yeah,
For
and
a
I
quick
did.
second,
I did.
I believed in Ghost. I was like, this is old. There's only one game shop in the city. I wasn't gonna say. I was just gonna say what city we were in. It's a
Oh.
pretty spooky city in Massachusetts.
I wonder which one.
Yeah. So I it could have been haunted.
And then he said haunted as a joke. Did you pick that up?
No.
He gave us our games, and he
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
"You have whatever, how many days to bring it back in case it's haunted." And I was like, "Haha, thanks." And then I like sprinted out the store because I was like, "This place maybe is haunted. Maybe I don't know."
Yeah, that was weird. I know what he meant.
No, he was just goofing around,
Yeah.
but like, he picked a bad time. He picked a bad time in my life to goof around. He picked a bad time in his life to goof around. But yeah, that was that guy. That was our day. We had 5 guys though, so that was
We did have 5 guys, and also maybe came up with a new podcast idea.
yeah, maybe. Well, no, I think we'll do it, but I don't think we're ready to
No.
talk about it.
Don't give any details yet.
So my week was pretty okay. I feel like it didn't happen. I was talking to my dad earlier. I feel like this week, like, I don't know. I feel like Game of Thrones just happened. I feel like I didn't really do anything this week, even though I did. But like, I don't know. I have been playing Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So, this game with all its DLC is $80.
Wow.
And I got it on sale for $25.
There you go.
Wasn't even on my like radar. I was just like, that's a crazy deal. I need it. And it's really, really good. And I really like it. And I'm going to talk about it. So, if you've ever played XCOM or a game like that, it's basically XCOM. I know you haven't, but I figured out a way to explain it to you. So, basically, this game is a shooter, right?
Okay.
But you play as Mario and the Rabbids from Rayman. This game is a Nintendo game, but it's made by Ubisoft. So the way it works basically is think of Dungeons and Dragons combat with the grid and stuff, but everyone's movement is like 30, and you have 3 things you can do on your turn. You can move, you can attack, or you can use a special ability. And each character has 2 attacks that they can choose from and 2 special abilities they can choose from. And it's 3 people that I'm playing as versus however many people that they throw at me.
Okay.
And it's really cool. It's like way better than I thought it was going to be. If that was the whole game, that'd be fine. But there's actually like an overworld where you like walk around and can find like secrets and stuff. And it's really cool. And there's like a lot of content. Like there's only 4 chapters, but each chapter has like 8 levels, and each level has like 2 fights in it. And then when you beat the world, the whole level, it has like 8 challenge maps in it. And also there's Donkey Kong focused DLC that I haven't gotten into yet because I want to play the real game first. And it's really good, and I'm really liking it.
Cool.
It's getting kind of hard, especially in the challenges. But you know, I think it's one of those things where like the challenges in level 1 that I'm finding really hard are going to be nothing when I'm like all the way leveled up.
Yeah.
Because there's like actual like SpiderMan God of War style like skill trees of now your moves do this much damage and stuff like that. But no, I was really surprised at how good it is. I've known about this game for a while. It was announced E3 2017. Because Ubisoft and Nintendo have been doing things together. Like they did this, and then last year they did Star Fox in that game that's not Star Fox. I think it's called Starlink. And I was a little basically the reason I haven't bought it yet is because 1, there's been other games that I've wanted over this one. And 2, I just wasn't like, I saw footage of this game and I was like, I don't know. I get it, but like it's a good balance of the mechanics are difficult, but it's easy to play. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it's a cover-based shooter like XCOM is, but and I've never played an XCOM game, but in this one it's very cut and dry. If you're in front of a wall, you have 100% cover, and if you're in front of a small wall, you have 50% cover, and if you're out in the open, you have 0% cover. So there's no dice roll to see if you're gonna miss. The only dice roll quote unquote, is if you're going to get a critical hit or not. But there's no missing. Like, if I'm right next to a person, you can't miss. If they're out in the open, you're going to hit them.
Okay.
So there's no, like, it's very, like, here's how much damage you're going to do if you don't get a critical. Here's how you can do it. And it's very, like, it's a very, it didn't take long for me to get a hang of the controls and all the rules and stuff. And I really like it. I only have 2 problems with it, and I found them both in, like, the same 30-second interval. Because I was trying to do a challenge, and I was like, I know I can do this challenge. Which characters are going to do this challenge? You have to play with Mario, so the team is only 3 people, and one of them has to be Mario, which wasn't a problem until it was. And you have to have a rabbit on your team. This challenge I was talking about, I'm pretty sure if I had Mario, Peach, and Luigi, I could do it, but you have to have a rabbit on your team.
Oh, weird.
And all the rabbids are Rabbid Mario and Rabbid Luigi and Rabbid Peach and all that. And I guess Yoshi's in the game, but I haven't gotten him yet, which is weird because all the other ones were like, now you have Rabbid Luigi, but you don't have normal Luigi, and it was just kind of whatever. But it seems like I'm going to probably get both Yoshis at the same time, but who knows? But it's really fun.
Cool.
And it's cool to see there was clearly like a Donkey Kong inspired Rabbid, but they didn't like call it that. It was just like, it's cool. And the music is made by Grant Kirkhope, the guy who did Banjo-Kazooie, who always does a great job, except I think he's getting old because this music is like nearly identical to the music he did for Ukulele. Like every time I'm listening to the Mario plus Rabbids music while I'm playing, I like accidentally start singing the ukulele music because I'm just like, this is the same. This man has found his niche and really, really stuck to it. News time. Do you have any news that is important to you that you want to talk about? Because I wrote down 2 things.
I don't know. Comic-Con's still not doing it for me.
No, yeah. They added Patrick Warburton, which like is cool, I guess, but it's just continues the conversation of like, if that's all you have, then you've done a bad job.
We're in trouble, yeah.
But in their defense, he is a comic book thing.
Sure.
He played the Tick. Same cannot be said about the cast of Boy Meets World. All 4 of them little shits are going to be there. No, they're all full-grown adults that are older than me.
No, but they still are.
See, that's the even and the thing is like when I was a kid, I loved Boy Meets World. I've seen maybe every episode because when you're a kid, you just fucking sit there and watch TV. I don't care. Boy Meets World was on like 20 years ago, and it has nothing to do with comics.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a sitcom guy, but if the cast for that 70s show was there, which I'd argue is a little more, in the ballpark for Comic-Con maybe than Boy Meets World, I wouldn't care.
Well, perfect example, because you say you're not a sitcom guy, but The Office is basically a sitcom, and you were super excited about him being there.
I don't consider that a sitcom.
Is it not a sitcom?
No.
What would you call it then?
I just asked somebody, and they had the perfect... It's not a sitcom at all.
What makes it not a sitcom? I'm not arguing with you. I'm just curious.
The humor style. There's no laugh track. In the way the camera's set up, it's set up to be more set like a documentary crew following them than just a stationary camera in a room. I mean, nothing about it is done in the style of a sitcom.
Okay.
But beyond that, I enjoy Rainn Wilson in The Rocker. That's actually where I saw him first. So, I also like him in his superhero movie.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a weird movie, to say the least.
Yeah. That movie was made by James Gunn.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah. I've never seen it. I've just heard about it.
It's hyper realistic.
Yeah.
Like, if a superhero ever existed, this is how it would work.
It's kind of like Kick-Ass, right?
Even more surreal, but
Yeah.
in the same vein. It's in the same vein, yeah.
It's basically, from what I've heard, if James Gunn made Kick-Ass. The movie's called Super, by the way.
Yeah.
We never said that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
The movie we were talking about is called Super. It stars Rainn Wilson, Ellen Page, and Kevin
Yes.
Bacon, and Nathan Fillion, and Liv Tyler.
But even he's more in the realm of even his character on The Office, if that was it, like, he's kind of a super nerd. That's his thing. So, like, he makes more sense to me than them
Yeah.
if he was there.
I'm trying to think. Has there, in the 4 or 5 years that we've gone, has there ever been a sitcom personality? Ever? I guess Michael J. Fox was on a sitcom once, but
Right. That doesn't count, though.
right, yeah.
Not
Because these 4 dudes are they've been in other things. Obviously, I know the older brother was in Kim Possible, and the girl, I forget her character's name. It was a weird one. It was in a couple different things, but
not as a main person, no. Not as a main attraction.
right.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as of right now, I'd consider them one of the heavyweights. Who else?
Right.
You know?
Well, I know you and I don't really care, but they do have Sebastian Stan, which is kind of a
True.
big get.
No, you're right. I mean, I think that's their big one for the year.
I can't. Yeah, because the big one is usually come pay $1 billion, and
Right.
but I can't see him being that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll
I
see.
mean, the only person I'm super excited for right now is David Harbour, and I'm not super excited for him. He's just the only person I want to meet.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I can't wait for the week where we get on the mic and we're like, "Welcome to the Thunder and Lightning podcast. Comic-Con's good now, and we're happy about it."
If it happens.
The Sonic the Hedgehog movie has been delayed officially.
Oh, good.
The
Couldn't see that
director-
coming.
The director got on Twitter and he was like, "Listen, forget November. It's coming out February 20th, 2020. We're going to make that hedgehog look damn good." Basically. I was like, "Okay. All right."
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I did see Detective Pikachu.
You talked about it.
I did in the last one.
You talked about it. Yeah, you talked about it. You
Okay.
talked about it in the last episode.
Never mind then.
But yeah, so I mean, the hedgehog looking good is problem one, but it's not gonna fix the
No.
acting and the comedy. The new Call of Duty title got leaked. This one just happened this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you want to know what it's called?
I really do.
It's called Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Wow. That's disappointing.
Not to be confused with Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
right.
They said it's the fourth Modern Warfare game, and rather than calling it Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, they called it Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Not to be confused with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
They were doing good for one game.
What do you mean?
The Call of Duty World War II.
Oh, as
It
far as
wasn't
titles
bad.
go? Oh, you
just
actually
as a
played
game. I actually played the story and I kind of enjoyed it. It felt like like I said, and I think I've said it on here before, I enjoyed the first 3 Call of Duty games.
it? Yeah. They were on PS2, right?
Yeah.
They're old games.
Yeah, I still have them. Once I hook up my PS2, I'm probably going to play through them again. In this, I think I got the first Modern Warfare, and I was like, this is bad. I was like, I'm not going to play this game.
And then they made that's the thing. I played Call of Duty once with my old friend Tyler, and I was like, whatever. I think I actually did play Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. But other than that, I've literally never played them. And from what I've heard, the fourth Call of Duty was called Modern Warfare, and then they stuck with that naming convention for a while. And then it seems like they switched over to Black Ops, because now we just got Black Ops 4, right? Or we're getting Black Ops 4 or something
I
like
think
that.
we might be.
I know it was announced, because the big joke was it was announced the day Smash Brothers was announced, and no one cares about Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But now, I thought, from an outside perspective, I thought they were done with the Modern Warfare nomenclature. But it looks like they're just doing whatever the shit they want.
No, well, it's, they'll stop beating that dead horse when it stops spitting out money. Thanks, Bo Burnham.
Thank you for the joke, Bo Burnham. Your check is in the mail.
I don't want to waste any more breath on Call of Duty. It's not worth it.
There's so many. This is not news. There's so many movies coming out that I want to see, that I'm looking forward to.
Me too.
I really want to see Brightburn.
I also want to see Bright. That's also James Gunn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really want to see the new Godzilla.
I like that they're not. Sorry, just to stay on Brightburn for
Oh
a
yeah,
second.
sure, whatever.
I like that they're not beating around the bush. They're straight up like Superman, but what if bad?
Right? Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, in a different they're straight up like, no, this is a bad boy Superman.
Yeah. Brightburn's gonna come out and people are gonna be like, "Yo, superhero horror movies have the potential to be dope," and then that shitty New Mutants movie is gonna come out and we're gonna be like, "Yo, that wasn't it. That was bad." Yeah, this movie is literally like everyone, like producer, director, writer, all that stuff is all one of James Gunn's cousins or brothers.
That's too funny.
Which is great. Like, fuck
Yeah,
it.
I mean, if I got that big, I'd do the same thing. Keep it in the family.
Yeah, even just because like you and I know each other's like creative like tendencies, you know.
Yeah.
And like if I have an idea and I'm like I need a producer, and I'll know that you'll be a good one because
Yeah.
of this and this. So I think it's a great idea.
If Disney would only toss us a single superhero movie, just one. You make plenty of them. You can toss one our way.
Oh, you want Disney? I was wondering. I didn't realize what you meant. You want Disney to email us saying, "Hey, we want you to direct the next." Fucking,
Yeah, whatever. They make plenty of them. Just give us
the
one.
next whatever.
Whatever one you want. Just toss one our way. We know you're making them. Give us a Star. I'll take a Star Wars. There's plenty of those.
Did I hear incorrectly that the people DB Weiss and or the fucking two guys that make Game of Thrones, are they making a Star Wars?
I think they might be.
Did I hear that wrong? I'm gonna Google it while you. I don't know.
Oh
Do
God.
whatever it is you do.
Does anybody know the difference in the different colored dragons features, physical features in Dungeons and Dragons? If so, please message me. I want to make a young black dragon red, and I'm afraid to because somebody might make fun of me. But I don't see why I can't make it that way. Please message us in the comments.
Yeah, it looks like they are. It looks like they are doing a Star Wars thing. One of the articles I just skimmed said it was based off Knights of the Old Republic. I'm not sure if I believe that or not, but
That would be interesting if they gave that to them.
yeah, that
Because everybody's been dying for that, and so far people aren't happy
they?
with them right now.
Knights
yeah.
of the Old Republic
Every
movie.
single time Star Wars announces a new movie, everybody crosses their fingers hoping it's a
Knights of the
Knights
Old Republic.
of the Old Republic movie.
That's so weird. I feel like even me, the biggest video game fan that I know, like looks at a video game movie and is like, I don't know about that. You
Well,
know?
yeah, I mean, beyond the video game, though, there's just so much lore and so many characters that aren't in the main Star Wars saga that could be introduced.
Yeah.
I think people just want all of them up in those movies.
Is Knights of the Old Republic canon officially?
I don't know. I don't know because unless they've written a new book about it or made a new movie about it, which it sounds like
They
might be.
Like I said, I'm not sure if I believe that article.
Because none of the video games are canon. They've announced that.
None of them.
None
except
of them.
the new Battlefronts.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Even those though, like, well, I guess there is a story, but it's kind of weird. Yeah, I guess those are canon.
Well, the second one definitely has a story, right?
That's what I meant. The second
okay.
one has.
Yeah.
The first one doesn't. The
The first
second one has a story.
Yeah, the first one doesn't.
Doesn't
at all.
No. But yeah, so I guess those must be canon. So no, I think as of right this second, your answer is no.
Cool. Can I?
Is it?
What?
You said cool, and I said is it?
Oh, probably not. No, there's a lot of Star Wars things that I would rather be canon.
Dash.
Dash for one. The fact that Boba Fett made it out of the Sarlacc pit for two, because in the current official canon he fell in and died immediately.
Yes.
But anyways, may I briefly talk about Supergirl?
Sure. I
Because-
can't talk about it. 'cause
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
know.
that's fine. I feel like I was very open about what I thought of John Cryer as Lex Luthor. I was skeptical, I think rightfully so. I thought it was going to be weird, and I thought they were going to do a bad job. And then the episode with him dropped, and it was like my favorite episode of television in a long time. He did so good. He made this season so much better. It was already doing really well this season in my eyes. I think it's my favorite, hands down my favorite season of Supergirl yet. But the series finale just took it to a whole nother level. I feel like it's okay to spoil things, but I won't just in case. But there was just a lot of character development that I thought needed to happen. There was the big, I know I've talked with you about this before, the big thing that I wanted to happen, that I've wanted to happen for a couple seasons, finally happened, and it happened in the worst way.
Oh, yeah.
Because she didn't tell her herself. She found out from her brother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then fucking the guy from they always do a crossover each year, all the 4 DC shows that I watch. And the last one was Elseworld. It was okay. It was pretty entertaining, but it wasn't like a earth-shattering, how is this going to change up the format event like the last one was. But the next one that they already teased is going to be Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is the greatest DC thing ever. And usually the Green Arrow dies, which I think he will because, as we know, Arrow is ending, and the 8th season's only going to be 7 episodes long.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to die during the crossover.
Well, ask him at Comic-Con.
Oh my God, I forgot he's going to be there. I forgot. I'm excited now. Yeah, the each season finale of Flash and Legends and all them, the guy from the last crossover has been coming and being get ready for the next one, basically. And his impact on the story of Supergirl in the last moments of the Supergirl finale were bigger than the rest of the other ones. It was so cool. It was really good. Supergirl, against all odds, the first season, people hated it, but I really liked it. So I kept watching, and season 2 kept my attention. Season 3, I was kind of hating it. I was this is weird. I don't get this. I don't like this character. I don't know. This is bad. But they did introduce Superman. And then season 4 just blew me away. It was so good. The season finale aired this week. That's why I'm talking about it. Can't say the same about Riverdale. I'm 5 or 6 episodes behind on Riverdale. We're waiting for it to go to Netflix, but it hasn't been great this season, which is odd because you know me, Riverdale's always the one where I'm the DC shows are good, but Riverdale though, and I'm it's not a bit. I really do love Riverdale, but this season's been kind of weird, so they're gonna have to pull me back in. But other than that, is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I don't think so.
Okay. So next week, I always say next week, this week, the week you're about to see, we're going to be playing Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah.
It's the last Simpsons Hit and Run week.
Yes.
I don't mind spoiling that.
Take that for what it is.
I haven't started editing it yet. I'm going to do that actually literally after I edit this podcast today. But they might be short episodes, but however way I end up doing it, there's going to be 5 Simpson Hit and Runs, and then no more Simpsons Hit and Run.
We're done. Moving on. Next game.
Yes. Do you want to talk about what the next game is?
Not yet. I think you and I
are going to still have to decide.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. And then, as we said in the last episode, no more Sunday for a bit. Things will happen on Sunday, but not every single Sunday.
Right.
And it probably won't be a typical Let's Play video that drops on a Sunday.
Right, but the stuff we are doing, I'm very excited about.
Yes, oh my God, yeah. All the, potential Sunday slot stuff, I guess I'll call it, is, all super exciting.
Yeah.
One of them's going to come out ASAP, and the other one is not going to come out ASAP, but when it does come out, I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
And I think people are going to like it. But that's up to me and my writing skills. So who knows? It could suck. Our theme song is Sunny Day by Froggy and the Friendship. Go check them out on SoundCloud. They were nice enough to let us use their song, and we love it. It's a great song. I'm not going to lie, every time I have to edit a podcast, I do sing along with the song because it's very good. And every time I'm editing a podcast, I was I'm always have the same thought, which is just I should just listen to this song, and then it's no, I'm gonna listen to it next week. The new Carly Rae Jepsen album's out, but I haven't listened to it yet, so I'll let
Stay
people know.
tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that. I'll definitely listen to it this week. But yeah, that'll do it for us. Join us tomorrow for Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
Life.